also, just to add to, because I thought about it a lot after Drew, you said stuff. The first show said a little bit about Star Wars, but also it was really good in the writing. They set it up that Ren was a fighter. She fought all her life.
Ray? Yeah.
So the thing is excuse me, right, not Ren. Right. So she was always fighting. So her picking up a lightsaber or any weapon.
Stick. The physical, stick, a wooden stick, like a metal stick. The physical aspect of Rey was already there. The Force stuff, when it came to being intuitive, when it came to using the Jedi mind trick, that was stuff that she had to learn basically on the fly. And I felt like the pacing of that was perfect.
Yeah, and so if you think about it, their strengths are opposite. And that's what made it very interesting. And that's what really brought about the draw, you know. But that's an interesting thing you said, too. Because he was wounded, he wasn't able to use the tricks he's always used in his life because at that point he was just into fighting at that moment, and he was fighting a fighter. But remember, he was always loved and cuddled, and you know, he never really had to fight anybody.
We actually don't know that, though. We could come to find out that he had a completely cold and unfeeling relationship with his family. They may have cared about him, but it's Leia and Han.
But in the
neither
sense of the dark side,
affectionate.
Because remember, whoever was training Ren kept on saying, "You have to complete your training." So
his training wasn't even done yet. So he's walking out with not even half a stack. So it's like, okay, he's gonna go up against somebody who is naturally skilled at the Force, as well as know how to like go hand to hand, and he's gonna have a tough time. That paired with a wound, it's like he's gonna. I don't want to, because, you know, for the sake of censors or whatever, I want there's certain words I want to use that I can't. But it's like he was going to get that work. So, and Finn being able to hold on as long as he did was oddly enough like a miracle, because he could have just killed him in one shot if he'd been at full health and hadn't been wounded.
Right. And it almost seemed like he was toying with him.
And he was. Exactly. He was. His thing, Kylo Ren's thing is like humiliating people first. That's why he has the...
You see, if they'd upped that part of the storytelling, that would have made the whole scene a lot better for me.
You think
they
so?
had him like smiling, like you're nothing to me.
That would have been definitely on the actor and the director to really push those nuances more. They definitely could have done that. But it was one good thing I did like also, because we already heard a list of things that didn't work, but the fact that he idolized his grandfather so much.
Right.
So it's almost like having that. Okay, I'm going to do my training. No, I want to be like my grandfather. Okay, you go play and be like your grandfather.
He's caught up in the theater of being his granddad's like apprentice, dude. That's who he wants to be. He wants to be that guy. With the black cape, that's why his mask emulates Darth Vader so bad. It's a model. It's modeled after his dad or granddad's old singed burnt up mask. Yeah,
because he didn't need to breathe. You know, when he took off the mask, and then you have this. Oh. There's nothing wrong with you.
It's a you're just a regular dude, and you know, so that's what he is. You realize that he's just an emulator, dude. He's a fan. He's a super fan. he's like
fanboy.
he's the ultimate fanboy, dude. He just took it one step further.
Yeah.
Uh.
Poor Neil. What did you walk into, sir?
I don't think you knew, man.
It's like, you know,
it's quite humbling. You guys make good arguments. You have good, valid points, and just very different opinions. It's good. I don't.
Yeah.
We try to meet somewhere in the middle.
I mean, again, I agree with you on certain things with the. My backdrop. Let me change it. One thing with the, the Death Star thing lost me too. I thought it was much, and there were things in there that I was just like, whatever. But overall, this movie's not even about any of the characters that we've seen. All it is a transition to see what Luke is going to do. And that's why a lot of fans were upset, because book, the 9, 8, and 7 is really supposed to be about Luke. What is Luke going to do? Allegedly, Luke turning into the dark side, and allegedly Luke getting out of the dark side. That's what it's...
I don't know
if they stay with the books.
Well, they're not following the book, so that's the thing. It would have been an interesting premise.
Right.
But, see, I disagree with that, though. All the characters by the end of the first film, their trajectories kind of part, and they end up being in places where they need to be. Finn is with Leia and the Rebels.
Right.
Rey is with Luke Skywalker, who's depressed, looking at oceans and stuff. And then Kylo Ren goes back to Snoke to complete his training. So you have this new generation of characters who all depart and journeys to become better. So, and I think that's what the other two movies are going to be about. It's going to be about them basically following those paths and becoming gradually leveling up and becoming the characters that they're destined to be. It's simple, but it's solid, man. I'm sorry. I can't hate that.
So, Neil...
Someone said it was a reboot disguised as a sequel. I thought that was quite a nice way of putting it.
It's a pretty elegant way of putting it. I can't really see too much wrong with that one.
Yeah, because everyone's trying to forget the debacle of the last three. I mean, I'm being honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, they kept the references to episodes 1 through 3 minimal,
right.
Which I think is for the best. Nobody wants to remember those.
Right.
I do like that description though, because if we're gonna find a middle point between Dean's abject hatred of it and my really liking it, I think that'd be fair enough.
Until Jabba Ranks comes back.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
So Neil, are there any particular series over here that you guys get over there that you're looking forward to checking out?
Oh, I personally, I love Game of Thrones. I think it's fantastic.
Yes.
And I also love Suits. I think it's like candy. It's not. It has some depth to it sometimes, but a lot of times it's just fluff. But it's so enjoyable. I love it. House of Cards is phenomenal. It was actually based on a UK show called House of Cards as well, which I saw before. But this American version now is excellent. It's way better.
Wow.
And those are the big three for me.
You're very fair, Neil. What are you not looking forward to?
Yeah,
You're just kind of groaning about.
Well, I'm very critical. So, like my sister has a very different taste from me. She can enjoy like Michael Bay films or films with you have to suspend disbelief. For me, if it is doesn't take itself seriously, like a comedy, like Buffy or something, that's fine. The rules can be lax about what actually is happening. But if you stick with a genre, like let's say it's science fiction, someone can't suddenly fly unless there's a reason for it. You take the premise and then stick within that realm, make it believable. And if it's not, I'm very critical and I'll switch off things very easily.
Yeah, I can see that. There's one show in particular that I felt did that, and it got so blatant that I just had to just drop it altogether. Gosh, what was it? It wasn't. Anyway, it'll come back to me when I stop thinking about it. But yeah, I agree. My apologies. So other not so happy news. I know Walking Dead is about to come back. I don't think it's this month or next month. Dean and Seven. I know Seven, you're gonna keep watching it. I broke up with it. I can't do it anymore.
I understand. I
mean, because that's gonna come up eventually. I know.
I just don't like, on the critique part, I just don't like what they did with Glenn. If he's gonna die, just kill him. Don't play with us. And the way they brought him back, I thought was really cheap.
Right.
And I saw it before. The way they edited, I said, you know what? They're gonna play this. That's not his guts.
And most people called it, before they even sat there.
But it was
and
not
my
cool.
problem isn't even with that. It's just the whole idea that the dialogue in general with the show, it's become just resoundingly repetitive.
Yes.
They're having the exact same conversation over and over. I have to stop saying it because I say it so much on the show. I feel like I'm being repetitive now.
It is.
It's like
the same storyline. They go to someplace safe, and all apart.
Same premise.
It all falls apart. And that thing with Glenn, they already teased us that he was dead before. Remember with the thing with the governor, with David Morrissey, and then he came out in the riot gear and takes the mess.
They did that. And I'm like, I can't deal with another, I want to give up. You can't give up because you're human and there's more to life.
They went to the well again.
Right.
And that whole thing, I told you guys, the whole thing where he's you're by a dumpster. You never see a zombie on the show do this. Okay? You never see them
lift. Yeah.
All they have to do was jump into the dumpster. They're not going to lift the lid of the dumpster.
Right. Or hop on that other fence or do something.
Get into it, shut the lid, and just ride the dumpster down the road. They're not going to stop you. It's a tank. It was just barely written. And that whole thing with Eugene, Remember when the zombie was like in front of Eugene's face, and they shot the zombie in the head with 2 bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you told me about that one. Yeah. I didn't catch that the first time. I had to go back and watch it again.
The soft squelching sounds when they hit him with a stick. So you're telling me 2 bullets would not go through his head and hit Eugene, right? And then these same crack shots at the end of the episode don't have the brains to shoot the guy who's holding the woman. He's holding her like this. I saw it again. I taped it. And the knife's over here, not even close to her. Okay? So these 2 women can't shoot the guy in the knees or the nards or anything to take him down. You get shot in the leg or whatever, you're not going to, oh, let me stab. No, your arm's going to jerk back. You're going to jerk back, and you're going to fall down. They were less than 10 feet away from him. It was really poorly written.
You really thought about that too, man. I like going back and watching that scene.
I know not to, I know I'm not going to shoot anything where the bullet might go through the tree and hit the other hunter.
That was annoying. Yeah, I did catch that one. I'm just like, wouldn't it be more likely that someone else would have gotten hit by that, because the brain, it's already decaying matter, so it's going to be super brittle. But
you remember the scene, if you draw like I do, and when you redraw in perspective, if a person's further back, you're going to see the chest up. If they're further back, you're going to see the waist up. No, it's the zombie's head. He's right there. Eugene is right there. The bullet should have gone right through the zombie's head into Eugene's head. It's a projectile, guys.
It's a projectile.
I'll put some, I don't know, a melon or some fruit there. You stand on the other side, and let me take a shot. Are you going to feel comfortable?
We're going to get Mythbusters, yeah.